And while we got a little taste of that freezing rain, the worst of it was definitely across the Cedar Rapids and really most of eastern Iowa, where they saw about a ½ inch or more of ice accumulation. That makes for major impacts, including power outages, like you mentioned. However, as we look towards our area, we didn't see nearly as much, but still just a little bit can cause some pretty big travel impacts. So we saw pretty much up to a 1/10 of an inch across much of the area, mainly areas close to the Mississippi River. However, just that little bit has caused some slick travel and a little bit of traffic issues as we had earlier this afternoon. Towards this evening, though, we're going to see some improvements. That's because any additional icing will be few and far between. If anything, we're pretty much done with any additional icing at this point. It's just going to be those icy spots that are actually in place right now, and they'll just slowly melt away. So still watch out for a few slick spots, give plenty of room to everybody out on the roadways, and just slow it down out there. So brand new information from the National Weather Service. They have allowed the winter weather advisories across northern Illinois to expire at 6 o'clock. It's a bit ahead of time for areas near and east of I-39. However, in southern Wisconsin, that advisory remains in effect until midnight, where temperatures are still lagging behind just a little bit to the north. So as we look here on Future Track, we'll see all rain continuing for really the next several hours here through tonight. Could even be a bit heavy at times. Now, this will stay all liquid. Like I mentioned, not necessarily looking at any additional icing impacts here. It's just going to be, can we get those icy spots to melt away here? And that'll gradually happen over the next couple of hours. So we'll see those light showers kind of tapering off into the nighttime hours, and then Future Track looks dry by Sunday morning. However, we'll start to see some fog developing along with some drizzly conditions. So we're not necessarily gone with the travel impacts just yet. So in terms of slick spots, it's going to stick around for this evening, mainly on untreated roadways and those sidewalks as well. So be careful driving and walking as well, especially with the walking issues on untreated surfaces. So tonight, temperatures will actually be warming up just a little bit in the middle, maybe sneaking into the upper 30s later on. And then as the rain tapers off, fog will be developing, could be a bit dense at times. So we could have some pretty low visibility, especially in the morning hours. So that'll be a time that you want to take it slow if you're out on the roadways, just to, at least to see those low visibilities flying around. So you really want to be careful if you're heading out in the morning, as those roadways will be fine. It's just the low visibilities. And then otherwise, with cloudy skies, temperatures still warming up into the low 40s in the afternoon, and we'll continue to see warmer conditions just sneaking into the upper 40s in some spots on Monday, as we see another round of some spotty rain showers. A cold front comes in though, and then next week we are starting to cool down as we start to feel a little more like December with some more seasonable temperatures. It's not going to be a huge temperature swing like we saw last week. Some gradually cooling temperatures with highs in the 30s through Thursday, and in your most accurate 10-day forecast, we'll see those precipitation chances will be fewer and farther between as we see that peak of the cool down next weekend, and then maybe warming right back up again into the holidays. Sam.